What's good? What's good? What's good, y'all? Who's in the building? Rita. What's up, Rita? Latasha, what's going on? Hustle fam, what's the daily? Let's give some folks a few seconds to get in. We hope the hustle don't offend nobody. We got this joint playing for Devan. This is jam.
Like Batman.
That's it. What's good, y'all? What's good, y'all? Who's in the building? Say what's up in the chat. Let us know who you are, where you're from. What's the deal?
What's up, Rita? What's up, Latasha? What's up, Dwight?
Hello.
What's y'all website?
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna copy and paste it. Don't worry about it. I get it.
I was trying to be a gentleman. Let the lady go first.
No doubt.
Oh man.
We're gonna give it about 3 more minutes and then we're gonna get started.
All right.
What's good, everybody? Dwight, what's up, fam? Hustle fam. Dwight always coming through. What's good, y'all? Detroit in the house. Rita, Little Rock, no doubt.
If you a real hustler, you gonna get out here and get. You know how to stay committed. That's how to sleeping with the roaches.
Yeah.
Nigga focus.
Dwight said he been waiting on this one, no doubt, baby. Me too, bro. Me too. Who just came in the room? Give us your name, where you from. Hustle fam in the building. I appreciate everybody for coming through tonight. As always, love is love. And we gonna get into it, man. We gonna get into this information. Try to peel the layers back. See what we can learn tonight. Mm-hmm. All right, let's fade that out. All right. Let's get started. What's good, y'all? Hudson Freight fam. What's going on with y'all, family?
Oh, what's
up?
Man, so first of all, I need to know, man, how was the reaction from the podcast, man? Tell me about some of the feedback y'all been getting.
Man, nothing but love, man.
Right.
Nothing but love from people we never met before. Lots of phone calls, inboxes, man.
Like people can't even believe that we actually answer the phone.
Yeah, wow, really,
like y'all actually answer the phone. I've called so many different places and they don't even answer the phone. I'm like, it's my livelihood. I'm answering the phone.
Nah, that's dope. All right, so for everybody from the Hustle fam who's in here, tell us what you're interested in. Listen, we want to make this interactive. I want to bring people up and let y'all get involved, ask the questions directly. We're going to talk, make this an open conversation and try to take as much as we can out of this. So who's here really interested in, becoming a freight agent? Say me, say I, throw a 100, you know what I'm saying? So we just can kind of gauge the room. And then if there's any other questions, you could always throw them in the question box. That's how we do it for anybody who hasn't been here before. All right, so we're going to get started. So just real quick, y'all, just for anybody who may have just, who's on the Patreon and just saw this post and didn't get a chance to listen to the podcast yet, which, of course, make sure you go back, check out the podcast, episode 106. Tell us about, y'all company and what y'all do. And just give us like a brief, quick, 3-minute rundown real fast.
Well, we're Hudson Freight Agency. We are a freight broker agency up under a brokerage. We mainly do expedited freight. We do full truckload as well, but a lot of that's expedited as well. We've been in the business for right at 5 years. And we started off in this business with no experience, didn't take a training, and we learned from many mistakes. Mm-hmm. It wasn't easy. You know what I'm saying? Everybody like they make it look easy, but it wasn't easy. Mm-hmm. And we were able to build our business to a 6-figure a month income, like making over 6 figures a month.
Right. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Continue. My bad.
Yeah. So we started at $100 a week in the beginning. Like we didn't make nothing our first week, but it took us a while. Once we landed that first customer, I think our first check was maybe like $160, $170, and it kept growing from there. We kept going and going. We had a couple of hiccups along the way, but we recovered we learned from our mistakes, and we grew. And, so we got to the point where a couple of months ago, we landed a big customer, and it kind of just kept growing and growing to the point we actually made over 6 figures in 1 month profit, in our pocket without having a brokerage, without having the overhead, trucks, anything like that. It was just pure hustle, and that came in our pocket. We have overhead now because we have an office, but only because we choose to have it, but it's not a business where you need to have overhead.
Right. So this freight agency consists of who? You and just me and your wife, right? So it's two of y'all. Right. So it's two of y'all running this entire operation that's able to clear and profit $100K a month. So I mean that sounds great, and I'm sure anybody who's here, that's why they're here. They're trying to get down to the meat and how they could kind of do the same thing. So right. I know there's a couple different opportunities that people can have. I know they can probably try to do this themselves, right? Find a broker and kind of take the same route that you guys did, but you also offer like a sub-agent program, right, through Hudson Freight. So kind of talk about the differences between those two. Like if they were to take the two routes, what that would look like.
Well, I mean, it's a lot. Well, if you don't have a book of business, most time you're going to end up getting with a subpar brokerage. You know what I'm saying? Anybody, because you get on Facebook groups, you see everybody saying, I'm hiring agents, but are they financially stable? Or, you know what I'm saying? How's their MC look? Is it new with carriers and factoring companies work with them? And
most importantly, do they know what they're doing?
Do they know what they're doing? You know what I'm saying? Because if you're new and you're starting out, you have questions. And, asking those questions in a Facebook group to other newbies that don't know nothing is not going to help you. You need somebody who has dealt with those issues or mistakes before and can help you get through those hurdles. Or if you're stuck on something, you need somebody like with experience. And like I tell anybody, like if it's something that I don't know, I have other people in the company that I can lean on or put you with that know other things that I don't know everything. You know what I'm saying? That's number one. But, at least you have those resources.
Correct.
That's the main thing. Resources and access to information and help when you need it versus having to go out there and wing it. And the amount of time and money that you can lose trying to search for that information and not having just those quick resources to get to.
Yeah. Right. So what's typically the criteria if you were to go directly to a broker? Number one, can you give us some examples of some brokers that have situations like this that people could like look into? And then number two, like what would be typically the criteria for somebody to get signed up? What would they be looking for in them?
Most of them want like $1 million book of business, like meaning you've done like $1 million in sales or some kind of previous, freight sales history.
And then you don't perform, I'm sure if
you don't perform like that, they'll, of course, cut you out. You know what I'm saying? They'll have somebody maybe pushing you. I know in the beginning we did Landstar with the previous owner operator we was working with. I've heard some people talk about LDI or other companies like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how none of their programs work, you know what I'm saying? But, definitely, you check out all options, you know what I'm saying? Right. It's just another option, you know what I'm saying? To where, cause I know there's so many training programs out there, but ours just comes with that hand-on touch mentorship to where you got somebody you can actually call, lean on between me and her. You know what I'm saying? And we make sure you're straight. That's the difference. You don't have to get out here. Like even with my guys, they hit us up and they're like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know where to start. Where do I look for leads? I give you leads. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want people going online buying a lead list that somebody sold to 1 million folks. You let me know what niche you going after, what lane. I'll go ahead and be like, hey, how many leads you need? You ran out? Here goes some more. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm more vested in you succeeding. I want to see you win versus just have you as a sub agent.
No doubt. And how long have you guys been doing the sub agency program?
About 2 years.
Yeah, about 2 years. But no, a little bit over about 3 years actually.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
about 3 years.
About 3 years.
And how many agents have come through you guys since that time? If you like roughly.
All together, joined the program, I would say about 50 or 60.
Okay.
As far as actually like they came through and had some success, about 2 or 3.
About 2 or 3. And those 50, I guess 57 or 56, what do you think happened to where they didn't quite make it? What was the hurdle? What was the barrier?
Mindset.
Pretty
much mindset. Still working a 9 to 5, couldn't maneuver, trying to do both at the same time. And most importantly, not utilizing us. Yeah. You know, at first I was actually chasing people like, hey, I haven't heard from you. Where you at? Did you make any calls? Like doing all this stuff. And it was always excuses and stuff like that. And I'm just like, I can't want this for you more than you want it for yourself. You know what I'm saying? So it just got to the point where I'm like, okay, it was just kind of like, they'll fall off. And I'm like, hello. Oh, I'm just working my job. You know, I just decided to just continue working my job. I'm just put this to the side. I'm like, but do you understand what you put into the side? Like you paid this money to join this program, at least recoup that back. And I promise you, when you recoup that back, it's going to keep growing and growing and growing, and you're not going to stop. You're going to quit that job.
Yeah. Right. People, you know, you ask them like, okay, like how many calls have you tried to make today? Or, you know what I'm saying? Or anything like that. They'd be like, well, I did 20 calls today, you know what I'm saying? And I heard a lot of no's. I'm like, 20 calls today? You know, that should be in your first 30 minutes. You know, 20 calls, you're going to get voicemails. You're going to get, I don't want no brokers. I got plenty of carriers. You know what I'm saying? So you're not going to be on the phone forever for 20 calls.
Correct.
Right.
Goes out and keep going. It's a game of numbers. You know, the more contact you make, the better your chances are of making a connection. That's with anything. It's sales. That's the beginning of it. So I tell anybody, like, you got to know coming into this that you're going to have to build your business. You got to change your mindset to be like, nobody's going to give it to you. So you got to go chase it. You know what I'm saying? And then when you get that right person on the phone, you got to be like full of energy, not down, with that same energy you had on that first call, and ask for the opportunity.
Right.
Do everything to show them that you want it. You know what I'm saying?
I love that. So the 2 or 3 that did actually push through, how long did it take for them to actually start making some, you know, quote unquote, good real money? And then you could define what real money is in your mind to just kind of, you know.
Real money is different for everybody.
That's why I said what it is in your mind. That's why I said. So whatever real money is for you, but just how long did it start for them to start making some money and then start making like good money?
I say the first one, she took her, I want to say about 2 or 3 months. And she was making, to me, good money, starting off to me like over $1,000 a week.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So she was doing that. I had another gentleman. It probably took him maybe a few weeks. Well, I say about a month or so.
Yeah.
For him to really get in the rhythm. You know what I'm saying? He started bringing in about $300-400, but he was making some good money. But then he kind of went on a spiritual journey.
Okay.
You know, fell off a little bit. But then we had another couple last year, and they started with us, I want to say in July, you know, and actually like June or something like that. But they didn't get motivated. They came and we had took a vacation to a real nice house in Florida. They came and visited us where they was like, man, look, we got to take trips like this. We motivated.
And they were not playing.
They were not playing. They were blowing our phone up day and night, like texting, like, okay, I just called the customer today. I got this answer. Like, what do I do with this? Or what?
They were on every team call. They didn't miss nothing.
within
I
2
don't care
weeks,
how big or small the question was.
within 2 weeks to 2-3 weeks after they really took it serious, they landed their first customer. And after landing their first customer, it didn't take them long to start making good money. That first
Gotcha.
was very big, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that case is not for everybody. It's only they were motivated, like they were pushing it. You know what I'm saying? And I'll be like, man, I start doing like every once in a while I'll do like little competitions. I'll be like, the first person to get me a credit app in this week, I cash app you $100. You know what I'm saying? Like different like things just to keep people motivated. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I guess it worked. You know what I'm saying? And they just kept winning. They kept like, I want more and more credit apps. I'm gonna win this $100. I'm gonna get my money back.
And everybody like, I know they gonna win, so we ain't gonna do it.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, oh, you gotta do it.
Yeah.
Don't
Right.
just put yourself out.
Do you guys think? Because I've heard you 2 times say, like they got that one customer. Is that typically how it kind of works? Like you kind of work through a couple of customers and then you get that one, and that kind of propels you to the next level because they kind of situate you and you kind of eat off of them and start building your book of business. Is that kind of usually how it works?
Yeah, because you get that confidence, you know what I'm saying? And then that momentum is going. You may start off moving like 1 load, then 2 loads, then 3 loads. And after that, you got 10 loads a week.
They're leaning on you. You know what I'm saying? And that one customer make you have that confidence. Well, okay, I'm doing good with them. I know what I'm doing. I'm flowing great.
Hey, you know anybody else in the industry that need my help? Or they may just be like, hey, I'm putting you in an email with such and such, and they need to be using you. And they'll say that like, hey, I need you to use my bro. He know what he doing. You know?
Right.
So the referrals have been crazy in this business for us.
Got you. What made y'all grow into the office space? You guys have been working from home for so long. Why did you transition and get the space now?
We wanted to get back into in-person training too.
Okay.
And then like if we venture and, do other things and stuff like that, we want a space. And then we was just tired of being in the house.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You get in the house, you get so comfortable.
You do.
But it's just a different feeling when you actually come in the office. You at your desk, you feel more structured and stuff like that.
Because I'll be at home washing clothes, and it's just like just too much.
It's so many distractions.
So okay, so about how much time do you have to dedicate to your business if you had to frame it weekly? How much at the level you're at now? And obviously, you've put in a lot of work to get to the point to where you're at now, to where you can run a more passive business. But how much time are you, if you had to quantify it, are you saying you dedicate to your business on a weekly basis? Or you guys dedicate to your business weekly?
I'm available 24/7. You know what I'm saying? Work every day. But as far as actual time I spend working, under 10 a week, if that. You know what I'm saying? I don't, way less than that, really. You know what I'm saying? Because I have it really set up to where I don't have to do as much work. You know what I'm saying? So it's just all about having your systems in place, making it easier for yourself.
And just your customer, it also depends on your customer, like your customer's flow. Like you may have a customer that's emailing you, stuff throughout the day, or you may have that customer where you know what loads you got set for this week and next week. And you've already locked those carriers in. So once that's done, send out your rate cons, you good. You good for the rest of the week, unless you got other, customers that you doing loads for. Yeah, but you just base your day around your customer, basically.
Yeah, if you got the same customers, you're moving the same kind of freight all the time, you're going to be using a lot of the same carriers. So it makes it that much easier to be like, hey, bro, man, I got another one of those. Same rate, right? Yeah, same rate. You know what I'm saying?
Rate con over, slap them on tracking if we need to, and then that's
too simple.
Right. How do you avoid getting complacent to where, you have everything's kind of clicking, everything's kind of flowing? I mean, what do you say to yourself to say, all right, I don't want to keep all my eggs in this one basket and this one customer? Do you put yourself on any type of, routine to make sure you're always constantly calling new customers? Like, how do you approach that?
Yeah, it's all about just really, once we have the downtime, it's not like you have like a set thing, like I'm gonna call customers all day. Because
we say that.
Yeah, like I'm gonna call customer, but then you're like, I'm not gonna do that today. Like I'm gonna chill out, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But in the rhythm, like some days you'll feel like let me go ahead and just start making some contact real quick.
Because you always gotta be on your P's and Q's, because it could be that one. If you got that one customer you banking on and they just completely switch up their operations, or the person you've been dealing with for all this time decides to leave or change positions, your freight stops.
Right.
So you always gotta, you know what I'm saying, head it in the forefront, like, okay, what if?
Yeah. And that's usually when we be like, okay, let's start making some phone calls, because it may be a quiet day, because every day is not like a super busy day. You know, it's a wave, you know what I'm saying? So
right.
you have a slow day, you're like,
it's too quiet.
It's too quiet. So then you start calling your customers like, hey, where the freight? Well, we slow today, bro. Like, okay. Let's get on the phones.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's too slow, it's too quiet.
Right.
Like, I have in my head how much I want to make each day, but then every week I come in and change it. I be like, yeah, baby, I want to make this week. You know what I'm saying?
So we do have those. We do have goals, daily goals.
I like that. So you guys set daily goals for yourself and weekly goals and I guess monthly goals, and you try to crush them the following month. Like that's kind of what you do.
Yeah. So if we don't make the money that we wanted to make today, then we're like, okay, we got to add this on tomorrow. So we got to push. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? If it don't go the way we think it should go tomorrow, then we're like, okay, what do we need to be doing? What can we do better? Like, what did we fall off at? What lows did we miss?
Yeah, that's my main thing.
So we go back and reevaluate that too.
Like, what did I miss? What didn't I get? Who was cheaper than me on what?
Right. So getting started, let me take you back to the $100 a week days, right? When you guys first got started, and then kind of compare that to now, and kind of, you know, rolling up to now. What was a major thing that you had to change within yourselves to kind of make that transition? To like if you look back at it now, like what is it that you did differently from the time when you were obviously experienced as one because you were just getting started, but what was some of the things that you did differently routine wise? Did you like up the volume of calling? Like what did you do to step your business up?
Honestly, we were actually more in it back then, like as far as like calling and
we were like what was the shift? So you saying you were working a little bit harder back then?
When we first started, like I had this big notebook, like the what do you call it?
The binder.
Okay.
Spiral on binder. And I had, like I said, we had did the Landstar previously with the on operation. So I had an idea of what I need to be doing. Mm-hmm. So during the whole time my truck broke down, all that stuff, I already knew, like in my head, my next move was going to be the freight agents. Mm-hmm. So when I already knew that was in my head, while I'm riding around making deliveries, I'm writing down warehouse names, places I done went to. I'm trying to keep all my BOLs, all that stuff. So I'm making a whole list. Like this whole big green spiral notebook was full. Mm-hmm. And so every day I'll be like, okay, I'm going to knock out this page in 30 minutes, the front side, then I go to the back and I'll just make notes on it. You know what I'm saying? I just kept going till I learned about, what do you call it?
What, CRM?
The CRMs, like HubSpots. Like I didn't know, I was not that computer literate like that. Office savvy, nothing like that. So I learned about HubSpot and Zoho and all that. I was like, oh wow, like you can remind yourself to do follow up and all that.
Right.
Instead of having to highlight and put like a little note in small writing, I was like, man, this is dope. And I can make templates for my email. So that changed the game for me. So I just started, and I was able to hook it up to my computer to where I was able to just click the name and it started calling. I was like, oh, it's over now. You know, I ain't got to scroll and all that. So that kind of like upped it. Like I just kept calling. And then what really motivated me at that time, because we didn't have no money. Like we didn't have money for gas. Like she was cooking our food in the microwave. Like we were broke, you know what I'm saying?
Brokety broke.
Yeah, so it's like once that gas get cut off and you already owe money, so that's money on top of money. Like, and
we didn't have it. So it's like
we'll figure it out.
That motivated me, like, okay, I don't have time to take a pause and be like, nah, I can't make phone calls right now. I only did 25 calls because I knew once I get up from that desk and walk around the corner, she gonna be sitting on the couch looking at me. Mm-hmm. So I just kept going. That way I was like, she gonna be able to say like he really gave this 100%.
Right.
Like I don't want her to be like, okay, like he just over there just playing around, like he know what we got going on. Mm-hmm. So I just kept going. And then once it hit 5:00 Eastern, you know, on the East Coast, I knew people wouldn't answer the phone, so I started calling California, Arizona, Las Vegas. I kept going to 8:00 at night because that's 5:00 daytime. So I just kept doing it. Like I just kept going, and I got better at it on the phone, more confident. Like I said, I started getting natural with my own voice, and I saw, better traction. Like I started getting answers to my emails and started getting the actual names, emails, all that kind of stuff. Actually getting loads sent to me. So,
Got you. Take me back real quick to your first to land in your first customer. Do you remember? Do you remember how it happened? Tell us that story real quick, and then I want to give everybody an opportunity to ask questions and also join us. And you look like you were trying to come in and speak. I tried to bring you up. If you want to come in, feel free to jump on, or anybody else who wants to jump in and talk. But so you could do that. Also, just throw questions inside of the not the chat, but in the question box. So so take me back to landing that first customer. Give somebody some encouragement right now. How long did it take you, and what happened?
I want to say it took me about 2 or 3 weeks. It was actually a customer that I had previously drove trucks for. I had tried getting in with them, called them when I first started it, trying to get in. And they were like, yeah, we'll get you set up, brother. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I was like, man, just give me an opportunity to get my foot in the door, man. Y'all know how I am, how I work. You know what I'm saying? I'm starting this new by myself. Just give me a chance. And they're like, yeah, it kind of strung me along. But I was, like I said, we had started before with the Landstar situation. So it was some other guy who was just sending me emails with these random loads for like years. You know what I'm saying? It was just random emails. So I happened to check the email out, and I was like, hold up. And I clicked the company name, and the company was up under the same umbrella as this customer I had been trying to get. They were under the same umbrella. So I called this guy. I was like, hey, man, I've been getting your emails for years or whatever, man. I just started my freight agency or whatever. I want to go ahead and get set up with you that way I can start responding back to you. And I knew I would never get on his loads because he was one of those guys that just send out email blasts. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
My plan was, if he get me set up, I can call the other company and say, hey, I'm already in your system as a vendor. And that's exactly what I did. He got me set up. He was like, I got you set up real quick, buddy. You got a truck for me? I was like, I got a truck. Oh, your rate's too high. I already knew he was going to say that. He's one of those guys he's rate shopping pretty much.
Right.
So I called back the customer. I said, I'm set up as a vendor. You know what I'm saying? I'm ready to get to work. And they started giving me freight. They started sending me loads, man. And that first week, they sent me loads. They said, man, you're doing a great job for me. I did like, excuse me. I did like 2 loads for them. My first week, I remember. And they said, man, you're doing a great job. So they started sending me more and more. Then I was just dealing with one sales rep in their office. So then they started letting me deal with other sales reps. And before you know it, like the whole office is emailing me loads, man. I'm going in, and my money's growing. And at that time, it wasn't enough. Like it may have got to $300-400 a week, you know what I'm saying? But of course, we were so far behind in bills that just was not enough, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I still kept pushing, because in between that, I still was making phone calls. And the great thing about the company that we're with, we had a VP of agents. Her name is Nancy. And she would just always call us in the mornings. And she called us her little boopies or whatever. Yeah. Little boopies, you know what I'm saying? But she would just call and check on us like, how y'all doing? Are y'all hanging in there or whatever? And just kind of like motivating us. Like, y'all got money for food this week? You know what I'm saying? Like, right. I send y'all something. Like she was just that serious. But they saw it in us, you know what I'm saying? And I just kept pushing. I got that customer and, they were a strict customer. I was happy to get them, but they were super strict. Like when they said they want 2-hour updates, they meant every 2 hours.
Yes.
Even if the driver was on macro point, they wanted to call and talk to somebody personally. So 2:00 in the morning, I got phone calls, 4:00, every 2 hours, I got a phone call for an update. Until I think one load, and I had them for maybe, I want to say 6 months, you know what I'm saying? And I thought I was doing great, you know what I'm saying? I'm on top of the world. And it was right when we moved into a new house, you know what I'm saying? Bigger payment, everything, because I got it, we doing it.
Right.
It was a load where it wasn't my fault. They didn't send me the right paperwork, and the driver gave me a bad update saying they were loading and rolling. And instead of me doing my due diligence, I just said, oh yeah, loading and rolling. But the dispatcher sent me an email, said loading and rolling. And I was like, loading and rolling to them. They were like, okay, cool. So the next morning they called me like, the driver's not on site. But then the carrier emailed me right after that, like, we're still at delivery. Sorry, we gave you a bad update. Not delivery, but the pickup.
Pickup.
We never got loaded because we're missing some paperwork. and delivery was scheduled that morning. So it was like, you know what, you're not on top of your stuff. We got to let you go. We're going to use another company altogether. And I had like 5 or 6 loads already pre-booked with them.
Oh, wow.
Coming in and said, cancel this. I'm talking, my heart dropped.
Yeah.
Wow.
Heart dropped, you know what I'm saying? But, you know, back to it again.
Right.
Back on the phones.
Right.
Do it again, you know what I'm saying? I learned from that mistake, like, okay, can't trust what a carrier say.
Mm-hmm.
Got to do my due diligence. So I got back on the phone, started calling again. I was able to land my next customer. You know what I'm saying? It was a brother and sister. I got cool with the brother. You know what I'm saying? He was like, wait till my sister gets in. You know what I'm saying? He kept sending me quotes. I never could connect on any of them because I was trying to learn. Mm-hmm. And I finally got my first one. And they started working with me more and more and more.
And we besties now.
They're my best friends. They're my brother. They're my sister.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because they really, like, after I talked to them on the phone, we kind of built the bond over time to the point we just laugh, text, talk. So they really helped me out. Like they were my second opportunity, I felt, my second chance at trying to do it right.
Right.
And I had higher bills, so I had to make it right. And through that, man, they were able to give me referrals to their friends that were in the business, and they started giving me referrals, and it kind of just.
And we still have all of them to this day.
To this day.
Got you. And these are a bunch of like different expedited companies, or? Got you. That's dope. Tijuana, what about you? When you joined the business, tell me about your experience real quick when you booking your first load.
I was a nervous wreck, honestly. Coming into this and just having a baby, and I really went with it. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm like, you want me to quit my job, my check? You know what I'm saying? I'm making like $700 a week, and I'm about to come home to possibly nothing. So it was crazy, but I got it together real quick because he used to say, okay, if you're gonna be negative, you need to just take your ass upstairs. So I fell in line real quick. I said,
right.
I'm like, he ain't playing, so let me get my stuff together. You know what I'm saying? So mindset. Yeah, definitely mindset. It was a hard transition for me. Even though I had always been around entrepreneurs and stuff like that, I was always that play it safe person. You know what I'm saying? Even though I saw the flash, the this, the that, the money, but I wasn't ready. I wasn't ready to bet on myself like that. But when I hopped into it, like when he was tired, you know what I'm saying? Because he was already doing it and had the leads and stuff like that. So when I jumped in, I just went off the leads that he already had and started making calls and stuff like that too. So I did land a customer myself. I would say within my maybe 3rd week. It wasn't a good customer, but you know what I'm saying? I could never get any of their freight or whatever. And then one time I did get a driver. Then the driver canceled on me. I was like, yeah. So they ain't send me no more emails. So
do you guys leverage each other when you're working with customers? Like, do you say, do you disclose that, you know, you guys are a husband and wife team? Like, how do you play those cards?
Oh yeah, they know. When they call, he was like, you know, if he's working and I get on the phone, I talk, you know, it works perfect. Like they love us. They be like, oh my God, y'all so country. They'll put it on speakerphone. They'll be like, listen to them say such and such. They're like, oh, y'all making fun of us?
It's a comedy. It's a comedy. I'm telling you, like,
they love our energy. You know what I'm saying? So if something is going wrong or we not sound like ourselves or something, they're like, what's wrong with you today? Like, this is not you. So they are so used to that, you know, all day corporacy and this, that, and the third. So they get to play when it comes to us. They don't know what's going to come out of our mouths. You know what I'm saying? And they love it.
Right. Now that's dope. All right. We got some questions coming in. I'm just going to start rolling through them. Let's see here. All right. So Bobby said, I'm in the Midwest, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. How do you see this working out in this area?
It works everywhere. It don't matter what state you in. Freight is shipped everywhere all over the United States. You know what I'm saying? So it don't matter if you're in Missouri, you can have customers in Montana. You know
we live in Atlanta. We don't have no customers in Atlanta.
I have 0 Atlanta customers. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what everybody who's in Atlanta is going after customers in Atlanta. You're passing by Atlanta places, and Atlanta's a big place. That's why everybody like it's oversaturated because everybody's calling the same places in Atlanta. But you got to think outside the box. There's Iowa, there's Idaho, there's Colorado, there's North Dakota, South Dakota. Like there's manufacturers everywhere. Find the one that ain't nobody going.
No doubt, no doubt. All right, so let's see. Tammy said, hello, congrats to you, much love. I own a trucking business and just established a freight brokerage. Want to switch to the side of greater margins. Which load boards and TMS services do you use? You guys just cut out.
Yeah, I see it. Can you hear us still?
Yeah, we still hear you. You're still good. Just got to add the video back.
Okay.
Let's see where we at. I don't know.
While we have this little break, y'all, listen, anybody, make sure you get your questions in. You know, we're doing this for your education. We want to make sure that you get the most out of this as possible. So any questions, feel free to drop them in the chat or in the questions section. And if you want to come up and you want to speak, feel free to do that as well. All right, just want to put that out there while they join us. Just I can still hear y'all. Y'all are good. I think it's probably just have to show the camera again.
Okay. What is it? I'm gonna try to move around in here.
If y'all are enjoying this information so far, drop a 100 in the chat, man. This is dope info. Give us a 100 in the chat if y'all are enjoying this info. Y'all are back.
All right, let me get my chair. We had to switch off.
Cool. Again, any questions y'all have? I see some questions popping up. Feel free to drop them. We'll go as long as you need, but we'll wrap it in a couple of, in 10 minutes or so. If we don't have any questions, so make sure y'all get these questions out. Don't be bashful. Malik, what's good? Dwight, what's good, fam? Rita, 100 for sure. Tamika, 100. That's it. Show that love, y'all. Karina, 100. Tara, 100. Show that love, y'all. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Definitely appreciate the Hudson family for coming on here and giving us this knowledge, man. This is an opportunity that a lot of people, weren't even aware of, that they could, actually be freight brokers without, going through actually, having an entire freight brokerage and, having all the costs associated with that, the overhead and so forth and so on. So this is really a great opportunity. Rita said, I'm interested in personal training. I'll get to that in 1 second, Rita. Let them come back on so they could answer your question directly. Y'all cut back off for a second.
Yeah, I see. That's weird. And we're in here with the Wi-Fi. Hold on.
No problem. Just give us a second to join back on.
I'm going to switch over my Wi-Fi to this other connection.
Okay, cool. No problem.
Okay.
You good? You back up? I got some questions in YouTube. I see y'all dropping the questions in YouTube too, y'all. I'll get to them. I will go through them. So just drop y'all questions. I'll get to as much of the questions as I can. Can y'all hear me? Yeah, no audio. All right. The audio dropped out. Can y'all hear me in the chat? Because everybody give me a 100 if y'all could hear me, just to make sure y'all could hear me okay. Or say yes, we could hear you. All right, they left the room. They're going to come back in. Can y'all hear me okay? Everybody out there hear me? Also, listen, I'll take this second for anybody who's coming in, through YouTube feed. This is a Patreon exclusive. This is for our Patreon members. Thank you for everybody in the Truck and Hustle family who supports Truck and Hustle in this community. Every week we drop a new show every Tuesday with a dope trucking entrepreneur, and we try to go live at least every Tuesday or Wednesday that same week with that entrepreneur to kind of get some more insight exclusively on Patreon. Is where the replays will be available. So I just want to thank everybody who's part of our Patreon community. Thank you very much for rocking with us. They're gonna try to jump back in here. I see the questions coming in. They're joining the room now. And like I said, anybody who wants to come up in the room who's inside the Patreon link, y'all could feel free to come in and join us in the room. Can y'all hear me? YouTube, I see the 100s. Appreciate y'all. Y'all can hear me okay. We just got to get their audio back on. Hey, Devin, you can't, no audio? Do this. Did you click the link? Click the link from the email again and start from the beginning. Click that link and come back in through the email. All right. All right, y'all. So yeah, they're working on getting back in. While we wait, talk to me on YouTube, man. Where's everybody from in the chat? Let me know where y'all from. If y'all are interested in becoming freight agents, say yes. This is dope. And let me know if y'all watch the podcast, man. Has everybody checked out this podcast, episode 106? Give me some 100s. Give me some yeses if you checked out the podcast. And make sure you are subscribed to Truck and Hustle, where we have the most amazing entrepreneurs in the world, man.
There we go.
All right. They're joining back in. Y'all are good. I hear y'all.
All right, we got action.
See, man, see that? The technical difficulties, I'm all about that.
Smart man.
See, you got to stay cool and calm and collective, and we get it done.
That's it.
All right. All right, so cool. So y'all are back. We got a bunch of questions popping up. I'm going to try to go through them. We have questions on YouTube as well. All right, so let's see here. Let's go from the top. Yes, the episode was dope. That's a fact. All right, information. Let me go down here. More questions. All right, so Rita said she's really interested in the in-person training. Ironically, she emailed Hudson Freight this afternoon, and to her surprise, she got a reply within an hour. There we go.
We be answering, Rita.
That's dope. All right, somebody wants to know, where do they sign up for classes? Anybody who doesn't know, where can they sign up? Where can they find you guys?
It is www.hudsonfreightagenttraining.com.
Okay, y'all get that. My back end, if y'all could type that in the notes for me so that we could put that up there so everybody could see it and click on it, please do that. Okay, the question I was asking when we got disconnected. So it was Tammy. She said, hello, congrats, see you, and much love. I own a trucking company, just established a freight brokerage. I want to switch to the side of greater margins. So she said, which load board and TMS services do you guys use?
You want to say that?
Load boards, that truck stop, just like anybody else. TMS system, our company had their own TMS system they made.
Yeah.
Like, so we was able to just
plug into their
TMS system that they kind of created.
Got you. It's proprietary. All right, cool. Somebody said Shanteria. Shanteria said, I hope I didn't slaughter that name. How do you find shippers? That's the $100,000 question. How do you find shippers?
Million ways. I started off Google Maps is my thing. I would get on Google Maps and I knew where the industrial parts was, or the warehousing areas in my area, and I would just sorry, I would go the aerial view. Sorry about that. Mm-hmm. The aerial view. I need some water. But the aerial view, and I would just zoom in on the docks of different places and see what kind of trucks they had there, like if it was dry vans backed up, box trucks, whatever the case may be. And that's how I would build my list. And I would just basically get my mouse and zoom over the different industrial areas and look at the different warehouses around that. Now, that was in the beginning. Nowadays, we have access to platforms such as Zoom Info and stuff like that. I tried the ThomasNet and Manta and all that. That didn't necessarily work in my favor because like they give you like a 1-800 number. It still sends you to this gatekeeper. And I feel like it was a waste of time. But with us, we have access to Zoom Info, which we're able to just pretty much do a search like by industry or whatever, like how much the company makes, like how much they're worth, all that kind of stuff. Like, and then like, okay, I want to look for the shipping manager. I could type that in, or transportation manager. I could do all these filters and then give me all these lists of the names of the shippers, the shipping manager's name, phone number, email, cell phone number, like everything.
Right.
And so that's how I'm able to do it now. Like I'm able to just go down there, see exactly who I want to call. If I can't reach them, I got their email right there. I don't have to guess what their email is. I shoot them an email. So that's the quick way to do it now.
Yeah, we didn't have access to that when we first started.
No.
Period.
So would you say you get the majority of your leads now through Zoom Info for the most part?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, gotcha. All right, let me see. Question on YouTube. Angel said, how did you push yourself through the cold calling after rejection and stay out of your feelings?
Ooh,
that's
I can tell you. Okay, this was my thing. I pushed myself. So if I got like a bad reaction, well, I did like 10 calls or whatever, right? And it was like, I heard all no's, I'm down. I would run up and down the stairs 10 or 15 times. We had like 20 stairs. And that was like my punishment to myself. You know what I'm saying? Well, I thought it was punishment to myself because I was like, okay, you ain't do good enough. So I just run up and down the stairs, and she probably looked at me like I'm weird, like I'd be going up and down this, up and down the stairs. Mm-hmm. But that was like my way to stay motivated. Like, okay, you didn't do good enough. And I turned Grant Carter on again. You know what I'm saying? He was like, "Where's my money?" You know what I'm saying? Talking is to him and stuff like that. Or you know why you ain't successful? Because you sitting on your ass. Because you lazy. Like I needed that.
Yeah.
That was my pep talk. Okay, so that's how I did it. Like I just kept going because I would just push myself and give myself, okay, you didn't get no calls today, no response from nobody. Go run. You can't go have no Burger King today. You know what I'm saying? Like I just kind of speak to myself. You know what I'm saying? But then when I did get a customer, I got a load. I would do something like get some ice cream. You know what I'm saying? Just something like to reward myself. But that's kind of how I did it.
Kind of like put yourself on punishment.
Yeah, like it's self-discipline. Like you got to really have that self-discipline and be a self-starter and really have that thick head. Like I know that at the end of this tunnel, it's something there. Like
it's
I can
fertilize.
It's some fertilized grass. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a customer, it's some money, it's opportunity. But I'm not going to reach that until I keep pushing because I know if I stop making calls right now, it's 4:00 in the afternoon. If I stop making calls right now, that next phone call I could have made could have been that one. It could have been one where I made a good connection. So that would always be in my head. Like I could stop and play video games right now, but I got her to deal with. I still got these bills. You know what I'm saying? I still got these landlord and all these people calling me.
Right.
I got to fix this situation. The only way I'm going to fix it is by landing a customer and getting some money.
Because for us, it was this or this.
Yeah.
That was it.
Now, would you give yourself a number of calls to make every day, or would you say once I get a connection, like what was your stopping point? Like how did you gauge that?
8:00 at night.
Okay, you just keep on going all day.
Yeah, I kept going. Like I didn't have a reason to stop. I didn't have nothing else to do. You know what I'm saying? I just kept going. Like I would start in the morning, maybe 8:30ish. I didn't want to start calling nobody at 8:00, like too early. So about 8:30, 9:00, I start calling people and calling them, emailing, and I may stop and for 30 minutes for to eat lunch or something like that. Like I did it just like I was at a job. The same. That's how I felt when I would go to a job. I'd always be the first one at the job. You know what I'm saying? I'd be there early. I would stay late, all that good stuff. So I want to do the same thing for myself and just more.
Now, would you have a list beforehand, or would you research during the day as you went along?
No, I researched on the weekend. Like,
okay.
I didn't make calls on Mondays because I know Mondays are like a bad day. People just get in the office. Mm-hmm. They don't want to hear no phone call. You just get in there trying to make sure all your shipment's straight. You got meetings, whatever. So I was spending Friday night, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, researching all my leads. I would have notes about them, what they did, all that kind of stuff.
Because that's researching, calling, that's exhausting. That's draining. The best thing you should do is get all that stuff together, get your research out the way. Already have your list so you can just call, hang up, send a follow-up email real quick. Thank you for your time. Like, you already got your template pre-built, all of that stuff. You want to be as organized as possible. And then for us, we already knew what this looked like because we under a broker. So, you know, we've heard the stories. We've made connections with the other agents making $20,000, $30,000, $40,000 a week. So we already knew what it looked like. And we had other agents telling us, like, look, let me show you something.
Yeah.
I don't normally show you, you know what I'm saying, people what I'm making, but they laid it out for us. We're like, dang, y'all doing that? So it's like we knew what this looked like. And then like my father, he's been doing it for over 12 years. So I knew how he been living all this time. He's always been in sales. So I knew what his lifestyle was. You know what I'm saying? So we knew what it looked like. So we had to do to get it.
Mm-hmm.
Got you. Nah, that's dope. That's dope. All right. So let me see. Tara says, did the couple with the big shipper get that shipper on their own or off your lead? The one you were talking about earlier that worked with you guys.
On their own.
On their own.
Yeah, they got
cool.
On their own.
Yeah.
Got you. Dwight Hustle Hall. All right. Besides driving, do you feel like becoming a freight agent is the easiest / best way to enter the industry?
I wouldn't say easiest. I would say the best, but not the easiest. Everybody, people that are successful, you make it look easy because, you know what I'm saying, it's easy to forget the hard stuff that you go through to get to where you're at. You know what I'm saying? But it is definitely not easy by far because you're battling with yourself every day. When you're on the phone, you know, you're battling with rejection. Like most people, can you imagine getting rejected by 100 girls every day like that? Like, you know, I don't like you. I don't like you. You're fat. You're ugly. No.
Right.
And still keeping your self-esteem intact. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's the biggest thing you're dealing with. You're fighting yourself all day, and you see what you're really made out of. Mm-hmm. So no, it's not easy, but it's definitely a great way to hop into the industry.
Mm-hmm. Do you guys have a leaderboard with the brokers that you're with, like where you could see how other people are performing?
Yes.
Every week we do like a.
Okay. So here's my question. You guys did $100K in profit last month, right? And that was about 500 or so gross. Where were you guys on that leaderboard?
Number one.
We were number one.
Okay.
Okay. Last couple of weeks we haven't been number one. We've been in the top 5.
Okay. Okay.
It felt good to grab that number one spot.
Because they have been killing it since we have been here. It was like, we wore that out.
Yeah. Okay. This one lady, man, and she's gave us so much help, tip, support. You know what I'm saying? Along the way when we started, like she was like the one, like she'd be like, okay, this is how I deal with my carriers. This is how I do all that. So I kind of incorporate that in my training as well. But she has been doing like $30,000-$40,000 a week for years
since we started. And before that, I don't know what she was doing, but
yeah, but she's been doing that. It's another guy. It's another guy in our company, Dan. Dan is a beast, man. He has a big team. So we're the only one, just a husband and wife. It's just me and her. But most of these other people, they have teams, they have offices, whole staffs, and people. You know what I'm saying? So you can grow your business however you want to. You know,
right?
Even as an agent, but we're not the top. Put it like that. It's people.
So how many other people? Because I'm trying to show people how possible this is, right? That's why I'm asking these questions. How many other people would you say are up there doing the numbers that you're doing? Like top, like are there like 10 others, or is it like 2 and then it's like a whole bunch of other people that's not doing nowhere near you? Like, how is the disparity broken? You know what I'm saying? Explain.
It's probably about 8 of us in the
7 of us that want to be in it. Now there are some that don't even want to be in it.
In the race.
But it's 7 of us who actually are in the little friendly competition or whatever.
We always battle for that. Like, and we're always in the top 5, but everybody battling for that number 1 spot. Every week they're like, "Oh, we came back with the numbers. It's been a shift.
Yeah.
Right.
Was killing them this week. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He just did it this week. He just set
like,
a new record.
Right. He like, it ain't by a couple of hundred. It might be. It's going to thousands. So
But yeah, it's
pretty dope.
It's in our company. Is more than 5 people that are doing over $20,000-$30,000 a week.
Yeah.
Got you. Dope. And what I want to point out that I thought was also really dope in the podcast was when I asked you about like your rates and stuff like that, you guys said, you find out what the carrier wants first. Like, what's your number? And then we're gonna get our money on top of that. It's not about taking from the carrier, right? Just explain that. Was that the way you were taught? And like, where'd that come from? Like, talk to me about that. Because I don't know if everybody looks at it that way.
The way I was taught was to do, you get the miles, you go on truck stop,
the rate made.
Get the rate made, then you find the average, then you try to go down so much percent and get the carriers to come up, or you know what I'm saying, to creep up to your level.
Yeah.
It was too complicated for me. And I tried that in the beginning, and I was never winning loads, you know what I'm saying? And if I won them, it was like $75 or something like that. It was nothing major. But then I got to the point where I started putting my loads up there with no rate and having carriers reach out to me. And I'd be like, "Hey, bro, what's your best rate to do this load for? Because I really want to win it." Mm-hmm. Because at the same time, I'm competing to win the load just like the carriers are. Mm-hmm. Carriers sending me all these quotes, they're calling and they're giving me all their rates, but I'm having to give that to a customer who's also getting rates from other brokers and carriers. Mm-hmm. So I have to try to fit in line too. So I was like, okay, let me just put it out there and see what happens. So then I did it, and I got like a bunch of crazy different rates, like within $2,000 or $3,000 of each other. I was like, hold up, let me just try this again. I kept going with it, and I was like, I think this is how we're gonna do it. We're gonna ask the carriers what can they do it for, because brokers
get a bad name. It's like, we're not taking money,
and everybody's operating cost is different. So it's like I can satisfy the customer by still saving them money, because I'm not putting a rate up there that I can't get a truck for.
Right.
The truck's not gonna call me canceling because they done found something more expensive. They're giving me the rate they can do it for, and I try to find the one, not the cheapest. A lot of times, because cheap just don't mean the best. Because if you check a carrier's MC, especially now with so much double brokering going on and all that stuff, you want to make sure that you're getting what you asked for. You're getting a good carrier. So sometimes the cheapest ain't the best, but I'll find the best, a decent rate, and add just a small margin. I don't need to add $500, $1,000. I don't need to do all that. I can add just a couple $100. So I'm small, just depending on where the movement's at, and just keep going. That way I'm not overcharging the customer. I'm not taking advantage of the carrier, and I'm able to keep that freight coming, because the customer like, okay, the rate's good, the service is good, the carrier's happy. Everybody's happy when they're getting what they want.
Yeah. I love that. I think that's so important. Do you when you shared, have you ever shared that like mindset with your peers, and have they do they say like, oh, that's a great way to approach it, or like how was that like when you share like the way you do things? Because you said it's not really conventional. It's just kind of like the way you do it.
Well, a lot of times like we'll talk about race, and everybody does their thing different. You know what I'm saying? Because everybody has different customers. You know what I'm saying? But I have talked to some other people in the company that do it the same way. They ask what carriers can do it for. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So, and I've heard from other people as well. So it's a great way to do it. It works great for me, because I know every carrier's cost is different. Even when I send an email out with a load and carriers email me back, the rates are dramatically different.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So it's the best way you get. It's just like with customers, it's all about your numbers. Like, how many people can you reach out to, get rates from, information from, and then that's how you get a better rate, better decision, all that good stuff.
Mm-hmm. No doubt. It's a win-win. Yeah. Let me see. I see a couple questions here I want to go through. So you're not freight brokers, you're agents working under freight brokers. So somebody said you're not freight brokers, you're agents working under freight brokers authority and bond. So you can.
Correct. Yes. So we do a lot of the same thing a freight broker does, just minus the back end work. Mm-hmm. We don't have to
pay carriers.
Wait to get paid when a customer pays.
We get paid every week.
Of course, we do have to stay on top of our customers to make sure that they do pay on time. So usually Tia take care of that for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, so they send her the statements. Okay, this customer's 30 days past due, 4 days past due. Just check on the payment, something like that, and that's what she does. She'll reach out to their account department, and just send that to account, let them know when they expect the payment. But
because the broker, they get their money on the back end.
Yeah.
Because most shippers don't pay the 30 to 45 days out. But even though that shipper's not paying until then, the broker is still paying every single agent out every single week.
Yeah.
Got you. All right, cool. So somebody said, I was interested in your sub-agent program. Once I complete the program, am I guaranteed to work under your agency?
Yes.
Also, what credit rating of a brokerage you working under? What credit rating of a brokerage are you working under?
A plus.
A plus. I'm going that. I see 97. Like we don't have any issues when it comes to working with factoring companies, carriers, nothing like that. We're like along the lines of every factoring company.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So it's never a thing where like, let me check and see if my factoring company can use you, and I'd be like, okay, just give me your driver information.
Mm-hmm.
They'd be like, oh yeah, we're good. Yeah, it's a great company to work with. You know what I'm saying? They've been around for 12 years, 13 years.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But yeah, you guarantee agent placement. That's part of the entire program, mentorship. So the only reason why you wouldn't be an agent is if you say, I'm not ready to start yet.
Yeah.
That's it.
Got you. All right, cool. Beagley says, how did networking while you drove trucks help you before you started your freight biz?
Man, it definitely helped me out because, like I said, my first customer was one of my customers I picked up freight for. So, sorry. The thing about it, whenever they had loads, I always picked them up. I did a great job. Weekend conventions, if they had weird stuff that had to pick up at 6, you had to sit there all morning, I did it. I was there early, communicating with them. So they knew my work ethic, how I was, and my personality, everything. So when I went to them and let them know, hey, this is what I'm doing now, it was like, okay, we can give them opportunity. Of course, they drew up their feet, but once I, had everything in order, I was able to get right in. Mm-hmm. But yeah, that helped me out a lot. You know what I'm saying?
Got you. Nadia said, what is the cost of your course? And it's not just a course. It's like more like a training type of, right? It's not like a modules or anything like that. It's more so like they're becoming sub-agents under you. Can you explain that for anybody who's just joining or who's not, who hasn't heard what we talked about before earlier?
Yeah, I have modules set up. You have learning modules where you go through everything, A to Z. Online. You have equipment types, sales, operations, my processes, tracking, how to use truck stop, conflict resolution tips, script for when you're on the phone with shippers. I have everything in there, but I don't, like I tell anybody, I don't prefer scripts, but I even have that in the training.
Yeah, everybody always asks for it. Like, you don't
ask for it, but I tell everybody you don't need it, but I put it in there just in case. But you have everything you can ever ask for, all the information, period. You know what I'm saying?
And then once you get done,
it's on. You be able to
anytime.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? We give you leads, so you don't have to go on Facebook groups and buy these leads that everybody trying to sell, recycle leads. We do everything. We hold your hand all the way till you meet the metrics, like I'm ready to go up on the broker. I got me some customers, I'm moving freight, I'm making money. Then we hold your hand even after that. Like we still gonna be there for you. You're not by yourself. That's the great part about it. When you start in this business, it's a lot of things. Like you can't just learn this business in a weekend.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Or just by taking a $400 course that you just read and just apply. No, you have so many different situations, different types of freight and variables that can happen. And it's nothing like having somebody you can call on and lean on in those times. You know what I'm saying? Or if you're stuck on the issue, instead of have to just Google or Facebook or just get random information from somebody who's never been through it before. Like I tell anybody, I don't know everything, but what I don't know is other people in this company that are smarter than me, you know what I'm saying, that can help you out, that do different things. I specialize in expedited, but it's people that specialize in flatbed freight, LTL, whatever kind of freight you want. And we're able to be like, okay, let's pair you up with this person. That way they can give you some tips or what they do. So that's what it's all about, having a network or a family behind you to help push you and make sure you get to that next level versus just you paying for a training and being stuck and trying to figure out your next move.
Right.
No doubt. I love that. Dwight said, would you ever at any point become a full-fledged broker? Why or why not?
I'll let you answer that.
No. And the reason why is because the amount of money that you make as an agent and the comfortability and the, not having to pay out all the extra money and all this kind of stuff as a broker, you know what I'm saying? It's like, why be the broker? We don't have to have the name, the title as the broker, because that way, we don't have to pay carriers. We don't have to worry about nothing. We just come in, plug and play. We just got to worry about operating our business and how we want it to flow. Nothing else. Now, the only reason why we would is if, for God forbid, anything happens, under the broker that we're under. I don't see that, but we don't have that desire. We like to move around. We don't want to hire staff. We don't want to do none of that. We're still young. We like our peace. We want to be stress free. We don't want no added stress. I like to see my kids get off the bus. I don't want to do that. This is too much. You know what I'm saying? And not to say that it can't be done, because a lot of people are doing it, but I like the way how we got it, the whole setup and stuff. We don't want to add that extra stress.
Yeah.
No doubt. Dwight, what's good, brother?
What's happening, man?
What's up, big dog?
Ain't nothing. This is Hustle Hall. This is definitely Hustle Fam. Day one, man. Patreon member. What's up, my brother? How are you, man?
Hey, man. Happy to be here. I'm happy to be here.
I'm happy to be here. Well,
hey.
you got the Hudson Freight team on the line, man. Talk to them, man. What you got on your mind?
Hudson family, what's going on, man? What's going on? Man, so listen, I'm completely new to this trucking industry, and so I'm really going through and learning it. So I tell you my little spiel real quick is when I first jumped in, I'm like, okay, I saw one thing, I saw dispatch, and I'm like, okay, cool, I see this money. But then when I got in, I started listening to Truck and Hustle podcast. I started seeing like it's tons of stuff you can make money with in trucking, right? Mm-hmm. So this really is for y'all and it's for Ramel. But like I'm noticing that trucking and logistics moves, and it's tons. It seems like it's always evolving. So what would you say the next wave is, or like where should you position yourself in the industry to be successful? Because like I'll tell you this, I saw an article that like Amazon recently just pulled ahead of Walmart on sales, and then I know box trucks and final mile is a thing, and I'm learning about this freight agency, becoming a freight agent, so that's cool. So overall, where would you say is the best place to position yourself just for future?
Go ahead, Dev. What you think, bro?
I would say it depends on what you're interested in, because you don't want to get in something just for the money. You want to get in something that you actually have an interest in, because, once that money start coming, you ain't going to have the interest in it, or you're not going to go as hard. So, I would really take a deep look into dispatching. Like if you have want a personal connection with drivers, if you more so want to go, deal directly with drivers or something like that, if that make you more comfortable, I would do dispatching. But if you want to get more into the sales side or whatever and make calls to shippers and whatever, that could be, the freight agent side would be for you. But, to be able to position yourself for the future with either or, computers, like automation is the next big thing. Like you got to be able to automate your processes and make everything quicker, and be more transparent. Like you got to think of ways to make your processes quicker, because everything is about quick turnaround. Like you said, Amazon. With Amazon, you can click a button, you can be able to go ahead and pick out what you want, put it in the buggy, and you're able to get your price, everything quick. But with that, a lot of people take a lot of time to be able to get responses on rates or whatever the case may be. So you got to find ways to be able to speed up your time reaching out to carriers or prospects or brokers or whatever you're doing. It's all about just quickness to be able to win stuff and being sufficient. Because like you said, it's evolving, and there's so many people getting into it. So with so many people hungry for the same opportunities, it's all about who first. To me,
straight up, I appreciate that.
Yeah, no, I agree, man. I would say high level, the opportunities are definitely in technology, like high level, because like Devin was just now saying, we're moving into a new wave where everybody's automating everything. Everybody wants everything faster. So if there's a way to get into the tech of transportation, right, I think that's the next wave. Last mile and all that stuff is sexy, and it's definitely growing. But yeah, I think the most important thing was what he said initially, like, what do you want to do? because there's so many shiny objects out there and there's so many different opportunities and ways to make money. But what do you want to do? What's your life? How do you want to design your life? You know, what do you want your work day to look like? What you want your stress levels to look like? You have to think about all that kind of stuff, because that's going to kind of determine, you know, what type of, you know, work you want to get involved in, man. So, but the key is, and I think what Truck and Hustle really shows is there's so many ways to skin a cat. Everybody who comes on this show is telling you their successes and their experiences, and they're all doing something different. So that shows you that you can be successful in anything if you're dedicated and you're determined and you want to do it. But it's like, what do you feel? What do you love? What are you passionate about? Are you passionate about people? Are you an introvert and you just don't want to talk to anybody, but you want to, you know, it just really depends, man. It's so hard to answer that question. And a lot of people who want to get into the industry, that's the first question. Like, where do I go to get the most money or the biggest opportunity first and fastest? And it's like, that's not really realistic. Right. It's not really realistic. That's just not how things work. You know what I mean? You have to find something that you love and something you enjoy, and you got to just work every day, become a practitioner of it, and just get better. And you'll see the results all day long.
Straight up. And I said that, and the reason why I asked the question is not to say I just wanted the quickest or the fastest, but the thing is when you look at trucking, like, you only typically see the driver, right? You never think about, like, I didn't even know a freight agent existed until I heard the podcast, right? Mm-hmm. Or dispatching, or, I mean, it's just so many pieces. So it's just like you seeing different things and you're like, oh man, I didn't know that existed. I didn't know that piece existed. So it's definitely, like I said, again, I'm always amazed getting to even talk to y'all and have the conversation, man, because it's stuff I just didn't know. I didn't even know it existed, man.
No doubt, man. It's crazy, man. It's a big world. There's a lot of ways to make money in this industry, man. You know, we haven't even scratched the surface yet. There's so much more that's out there in terms of the way people are making money in this industry. It's unbelievable.
Yeah. Hey, so I don't know if y'all have done real estate before, but Ramel, I know you have. Yeah. So it sounds like a freight agent is really close to the same process as like being a real estate agent versus a broker.
Correct.
Is that right? Would that be accurate?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, for sure. I would say that's a perfect way to look at it from your perspective in real estate. That's it, bro. You got the broker with agents underneath them, and you know they work. The broker takes their piece, the agents take their piece, and everybody's happy.
Mm-hmm. I always with that analogy every time.
Solid. Well, I'm definitely gonna check out y'all's website. And again, man, Ramel, as always, my brother. You already know.
Love, bro.
Everything that you're doing, Hudson family, man. Y'all are dope, man. I really like y'all's story, man. I really do, man. So y'all keep winning, man. I love it.
Thank you so much, fam. One love, man. Appreciate you, bro.
Yep.
All right, y'all. So let me see. We're going to start wrapping. I want to make sure everybody got their questions out. So listen, we probably got about another 5 minutes or so. If y'all have any questions, make sure you ask them now, because I'm not going to keep Devan and Te-a all night. I know they're hungry. I know they want to go grab some food. So we ain't going to do this all night, y'all. But let me see. Let me go through these questions. So SW said, what's a good niche? I'm assuming they're saying in terms of a customer niche. What's a good niche to look for?
A niche to look for. I would either say something that you like or something that not many people think about.
Now, I think he may be talking about, or she may be talking about in freight, maybe.
Yeah, same thing.
Okay. So that you like, okay, got you.
Yeah. I would say, like I tell anybody, if you like clothes, go after retail. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Somebody who's into makeup, go after makeup.
Because we move both.
Yeah, we move both clothes and makeup products. You know what I'm saying?
Like,
you know what I'm saying? The clothes. So it's like choose what you like, either that or what you know. Like some people know flatbed. Like if you drove a flatbed, you know certain people like that. Like they know flatbed freight. That's what they want to go after. Mm-hmm. So it's kind of like what you know.
Yeah, and I think that actually makes sense because you could have an articulate conversation with the shippers and you guys could talk about the product and, you know, because you have some type of vested, you know, interest in it, you know?
You understand it more. Like you can't.
Right.
I'm going to go out the bleach, then I'm going to go out the tissue, then I'm going to go out the computers, then I'm going to go out the...
We first started and I was like trying to figure out what I wanted to do. I was like, okay, I went on websites and they were like, go after industrial machinery. So I was like, okay, so I called this company that made tractors or something like that. And I was like, hey man, I've moved this kind of freight before. I want to get signed up with you. She like, cool. So you know how to move a R8? Whoop, whoop, whoop. I'm like, huh? She like, what kind of tractor you need for tractor, this kind of tractor? Whoop, whoop. I'm like, is it on your website? I'm trying to Google it real quick. She's like, okay, I'll give you a call back. Thank you. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So I realized then I didn't know nothing about these tractors. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
What she was talking about, it was foreign language to me. But I knew about box trucks, sprinters, box trucks. And all the guys that worked with had sprinters, cargo vans. I would help them load. So I knew that.
Mm-hmm.
So I went with what I knew. You know what I'm saying? So if you don't know anything about step decks, overall, oversized, nothing like that, start off with dry van freight. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
If you're into hair products or whatever, and even that, I tell people step outside the box. Don't go to Amazon first off. Everybody and mama try to be like, I'm gonna call Amazon. Don't do that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Look for the competitors of big places. So I just started getting weird, thinking outside the box, but for the most part, think outside the box. But when it comes to choosing a niche, it got to be something you like or something you know about.
Okay, dope. Nah, I like that. Go ahead, Tijuana.
I was gonna say, and look around and see what's moving. Like when you on the road, look and see if it's like a flatbed or something like that. Check it out, see what it is. Google it. Oh, that look like some metal piping, or that looks like a generator, or stuff like that.
And sometimes like your niche finds you. Like we've had people that work with us and they're like, I can't find my niche, but I'm like, all your customers are moving dry van freight and they're moving retail stuff.
That's your niche. Like, it don't get no more clear than that.
You didn't choose,
right.
You chose you. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes you can't fight it. You know what I'm saying? If you getting experience with this kind of freight, you getting it's easier for you to mingle with this kind of customer. You get more traction there. Focus your energy where you're getting the most traction.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So if I'm getting the most traction in the building supply space, I'm gonna keep going that way. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I look.
No doubt. All right, y'all. We have a bunch of questions in this chat, but we'll never get through all of them. We'll be here all night. So listen, everybody who's watching this, first of all, show Devan and Tijuana some love in the chat on YouTube and over here in the webinar. Let's do that first. Thank you. We appreciate you so much. This has been really dope. I want y'all to everybody who wants a part of this opportunity, real quick, again, let them know where they can find you and where, like the website and where they can find you on IG or whatever, just so they can take it down now and have that. Just say that real quick.
All right. IG is Hudson_Freight. Facebook is at Hudson Freight Agency. And the training website is www.hudsonfreightagenttraining.com.
No doubt. I hope y'all got that. All right. So Hudson Freight, if y'all did not listen to their podcast, check that out for more information. That was dope as well. Episode 106. Make sure you go to Chuck and Hustle podcast. Check it out. You check it out right here on YouTube. Also, everybody on this chat should be subscribed to this YouTube channel. And everybody on this chat should look into getting into our Patreon. We'll be doing this every week with more dope, extraordinary trucking entrepreneurs like this wonderful couple here. Listen, that's about it, y'all. Do y'all have anything y'all want to close out with? We're going to wrap it up. I'll let y'all get the final words as always.
Final words, man. Hey, believe in yourself.
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you, man, we came from nothing. And I know now anything is possible. You know what I'm saying? With hard work, dedication, and laser focus. You know what I'm saying? So we just want to be able to help people. I appreciate everybody for the phone calls, the emails, all that stuff, man, and everybody who's interested in the program. You know what I'm saying? And people that call, they know we answer the phone. You know what I'm saying? We answer the emails. I've had a lot of interest in people saying they want to do in-person training. We have that on the way. We're looking to start something in October, putting something together where we can have an in-person training, like a little 3-day event or something like that. So we'll definitely be
and bring out some of our network of friends who we hang around with and stuff like that. And another thing, it's all about mindset. Change your mindset. You know what I'm saying? If you want to jump into full-blown entrepreneurship, it's a different type of beast. You got to be a self-starter. You got to know what your end goal is and go for that and stay the road. You know what I'm saying? And don't veer off of it. because it's so easy. Because if something's not working for you, we're so quick to jump to the next thing. But master what you got, you know what I'm saying, what you came into this for, and then, you know what I'm saying, do something else. But we definitely appreciate the love. It's been great. People know we outside. People know we here.
We outside, no doubt.
Taking the introvert out of the bubble.
That's what's up, man. 5 years from 100 a week to 100K a month, man. Listen, we appreciate y'all. We appreciate the knowledge, the value, everything you've added to the Hustle family. Yo, listen, y'all, you know how we do it. If you smell something burning, it's only a desire, man. And we are out. All right. One love, y'all. Appreciate y'all. Thank you.
Appreciate you, man.
No doubt. We out.